Hello, Inside Story listeners. This is your host, Kristin Messagey. Before we dive into the really great interview, I wanted to take a minute to tell you about something brand new I've just created for Type 6s. This is a group coaching program for 6s. It's 5.5 months long. We get going at the beginning of March. So if you are a Type 6 and you're tired of living inside your own head, second guessing yourself, over researching, waiting to feel 100% certain before you move forward, this program, Uninhibited, was made for you. I made it for you. This is the place where you can come to develop a safe, secure, trusting internal relationship that helps you navigate life with your 6 brain so much easier. Check it out in the show notes if that sounds interesting to you. Time to dive in with Joey Schewee. This is from a 6.
Great.
When big decisions need to be made, she's a business analyst.
Okay.
How do you prefer, you the 8, prefer complex information and context be presented to you?
In bullet points via email.
Okay.
Because if you are saying it verbally, you're going to process verbally. So you're going to give so much more than what needs to be said. I am telling all 6s in the world, if you want anyone to listen to what's important that you're trying to say, you need to get it into bullet points and get it in written. And you I lose people in my delivery because it's intense. 6s lose people in what I say the non-negotiable for 6s is, and that's superfluous context.
I know, I heard that. That came back to my group and I laughed and I was like, that's such an 8 way to say it.
But it's critical context is critical. And you're going to lose us in all the other words. You just are not just 8s, anyone,
so
but
maybe
but
it's
for
taking
sure 8s.
The time for it's a 6 owning their stuff.
Yes.
That's what it is.
It absolutely
is.
I
actually can pull out what's important myself.
Yes.
Because I think what they're doing with the processing and all that is, if I give you everything, then you can pick, and I'm not as on the hook, right? As opposed
and 5s
to,
and 8s dismiss you so early. 5s and 8s are the worst. 7s too, man. We just stop listening. You're there. You're saying things, and we're not even listening.
So how would both types grow there? Like, if we're doing the growing edge for both types in that scenario, we've got a 6 who's going inside and saying, I can say what's important in bullet points. Okay. Yeah. And we've got, let's stick with the 8.
Okay. It's affirmation. That's what 6s are looking for, is an affirmation of your thinking. Okay. And so the problem for 8s is we don't need affirmation from anyone. And so it doesn't occur to us to offer it. It's not that we thought about it and chose not to. It's not that we don't like you. We don't need affirmation, so we don't think to offer it. And we need to. Okay. And affirmation is so simple. Affirmation is, that's a great point. Right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you where I really started affirming the 6s when I was who were working for me, when I was training them to give it to me in bullet form. I was making sure to say, that's great insight. The rest of that, Kristin, and this is an honest question for you, is that enough though? Well, I was just going to say, is it?
That would then be on the 6 to receive.
Right. And say that's because 6s want more. 6s want to talk.
They want more.
Why is it? A 6 is going to be like, okay, but tell me what part was a good point. Tell me, there's these, what was your favorite point? And that's
totally.
Yeah.
Yep. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's just that constant, for me, it's just the constant coming back in and be like, it's almost just like feeling myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here. I know things.
You absolutely
I
do.
have lived a whole life and learned. I like to say, I know a thing or two. That's one of my 60 things. We laugh about it, but it's like, really, don't forget.
Yeah.
I say we have a magic eraser to our own accomplishments and achievements and things.
I love that.
Like, we have to look back with purpose and say, I know things.
But it's so hard for you to do that because you're tethered to the present with your orientation of time, and you're fueled by anticipation. So that's all the future. So looking back is not easy. It's very difficult, obviously.
It's excruciating, but whatever.
And a plug here for sixes. We always say eights are so great in crisis. Yeah, sixes are equally great in crisis.
Yes.
Because you've considered everything that could go wrong. You have the contingency plan at the ready.
And the other reason I think this is true that I don't hear a lot is we're all in this together at that moment. And give us a we're all in this together.
I know.
And
that's what gives you security.
It's so good. So I think that's the other reason crisis is like, ooh, let's get in there. We're all solving a thing together. Yeah. Okay. That's really good. Okay.
And one more piece on that. I think the focus of sixes on people is really important there, because eights, I say we solve large scale problems. Like we're not concerned with the battle. We're going to win the war. So we're so large scale with the way we're not going to give our energy to something if we're not solving it so it doesn't happen again, kind of thing. Right. And that's great. That gives no attention to the people who are suffering in the midst of the crisis.
This was a question I had for you that I'm so glad you said this, because I didn't write it down anywhere. Are eights like any means to an end type of people, or can they be?
Not if it's going to, no, I think our empathy keeps us from that. Not if it's going to hurt or sacrifice someone along the way. I think threes are more likely to do that, but I don't think eights are.
Okay. Is this true, just as a little bit of a pushback, that the eight is deciding if they're actually sacrificing someone or not? Right? Because someone could sort of be hurt or have their feelings hurt or whatever, and it's like, well,
that's thinking eights don't do. So if we do here's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
If it is any means to an end and we did sacrifice you, we didn't make that decision. We just didn't consider that you would be sacrificed.
As opposed to you're saying maybe threes could be a little more aware of, okay.
Because they value relationships and people. So their filter means they know. I don't have that. But a three's filter, what I say, when threes and eights in a race, we're going to look exactly the same.
Yes.
We both want to win. We might run over you. The three knows they ran over you, but the minute they've crossed the finish line, medal over neck, they're coming back to help you up, make sure the relationship's intact, help you cross the finish line. I'm on my way home. I didn't see you. I thought you were a speed bump. It's not, I know that I did and I don't care. I don't know that I did.
This is just blowing my mind. It sounds dreamy, Joey.
Well,
what's the trouble? What's hard about it?
I'm not going to be able to say this without being teary. I am the one person in my mom's life, not shocking, as an eight, who challenges her. Really. We have a history of it. I've kept track. They're not a ton of times, and it's obviously strengthens our bond. We're very close, but I'm the one who challenges her. This last time that I did, she said to me in her reactiveness, because what I believe is eights start reactive, but we shift to competency. Yep. I believe threes start in competency and shift to positive outlook.
Yeah, I can.
And I believe twos start in positive outlook and shift to reactive. So I think three of us are shifting, which is a whole nother discussion for another day. But she looked at me and said, you're not always right. And I said, I know. The difference in you and I is the world tells me that I'm wrong when I am. And nobody tells you, because she's so sweet and nice and loving. So it's the global misunderstanding and making us villains that we're not, that at the end of the day, we're equipped to be ultimately okay with, because then I just nothing you, right? But it doesn't, But that's it. I mean, people have villainized me who don't even know me and know nothing of my altruistic intentions.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that.
Sure.
Yeah. I have a similar feeling about sixes being whatever, shit
Yeah.
on basically
Yeah. Yeah.
within the Enneagram world. Um,
I agree. I think we lack.
do
I
you think it's because I don't mean to pivot too
No,
quickly. I just
go
want to
do
let
it.
you,
Do
okay.
it.
Um, do you think it's because of the fear thing? I think collectively we're all kind of afraid of fear. I mean, sixes live in that fear of
Right.
fear, but I think collectively, especially in maybe religious contexts, like
Oh, yeah.
fear is such like a
Yeah.
don't be afraid. And like as if it's better to be angry
Right.
or full of
Right.
shame or whatever it is. Like those don't all pop out wonky
Anyway.
behavior.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just think that's part of the six
I
thing. Is
think where
people are like,
sixes are shit on is people love in Enneagram to memify Enneagram wisdom.
totally.
And when you get in too much of a habit of that, I think what happened is sixes were just as a I think there are more, I don't think half the world are sixes, but I do know that there are more nines and more sixes than any other type. That's what
Yeah,
I say.
yeah.
That's what I found to be true. And sixes kind of get lumped into this chicken little.
Totally. Scaredy baby.
Yeah, and that's so inaccurate.
Yeah.
What I say in my book is it's not that sixes are um, thinking of contingency plans to justify their fear. They're doing it to overcome it and make the world better for everyone.
Yeah.
And I absolutely agree. You get the raw end of the stick on that one too, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, solidarity.
Yeah. Gosh.
Okay. So you just were. Let's talk about it. What does vulnerability mean to you? What is it like? Is there a real effort to just avoid it at all costs? Like, what is it like?
I don't think I think what people believe eights are just like building up this fortress around ourselves, and it's like no one can come in and no one can see that, and that it's active protection.
Yeah,
And it's
I think
not.
that's right. Okay.
It's not conscious. It's certainly not active. It's
That's
feelings last. I mean, it's such a great way to look at the reality that feeling is last for us. And what that means, I say for 3 7s and 8s, it means we're not going to be very emotional. And it means this is the kicker that people don't like. It means your emotions aren't going to have an effect on us.
yes, that is it.
And that's not a conscious thing. That's just my hardwiring.
And it's not bad or good. It
No,
literally just is.
it just is.
And it's hard for very emotional people to believe that if we're
Yes.
going to use the Enneagram, we get to learn and believe what we're
Yeah.
hearing.
And it's like I want the feelers to see that would be feeling doing that would be 1 2 4 6.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
want them to see that in all the ways I need to bring up feeling to be able to meet them, I feel like because of your judgment, like one's not worse than the other, but one still involves the other,
Yep.
right? A 5 7 9 8, when we dismiss, that's it. There's no more, there's no more connection. We dismissed. When you're judging, you're keeping us tied to you with your judgment.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's a that's tough, because what I want, as much as I know I need to bring up feeling, is if you will just let go of your emotion and bring up some objective reason.
Yeah.
but but it's easier, it's so much easier, I think, to disguise thinking being last than it is to disguise feeling being last.
That is that is hilarious. I think that's true. I mean, you can look like a real thinker. It's not hard, to
Yeah.
your point,
Yeah.
but it is hard to look like a feeler.
Healer.
They're
Yeah.
just not.
No. Yeah.
I had an experience. I mean, you can imagine I've been coaching for a long time now, and I've had experiences of sixes who they do develop this thing with me that did not happen. And it's just
Yes.
so interesting. I'm like, that's not real.
It's
That
the
did not
tractor beam,
occur.
Kristen. It's the tractor beam. And it's like,
Ugh.
and you feel it. And we are, yeah.
Yeah, it's
And I
real.
love that you're saying that because that's not just an 8 thing, right? It's, I think, the
No.
the any number human response to someone wanting something from us that we don't have to give and that we didn't offer.
You can imagine my husband and I, we've been doing this for a long time and
Yeah.
we figured out some things. And he used to say to me, "You don't trust me." And I'm like,
Interesting.
I don't know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
just need you to knock it on the roof and not eat that and not do this and da 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 da. And then, like,
Yeah.
I don't know what your deal is. That's just reasonable. And I just remember the pain of realizing how much I didn't trust him
Yeah.
and how I'd been communicating that. And really the disrespect that
Yeah.
also comes with that. Like, oh, you actually are your own person, even though I'm married to you and we have kids together, and that is pretty vulnerable.
Yeah.
You're
I love
actually an
that.
individual. Like getting separate. I have this thing I teach sixes where like I call it tentacling. Okay. We like go into other people's brains, and then the work is to like
Yeah.
get out.
I think that's very that's a great illustration in my mind for sure.
And then let the people be.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
But we can do it. Okay, this is excellent. I'm trying to. What do you look for in a friend? Are you looking for like do you look for friends or do they just like slap into your life somehow? Like what's that like?
That's I'm glad that you adjusted the question
I heard it as
because
it was coming out.
no, I am not
Right?
looking for friends, which would be a big difference in a 6 and an 8.
Totally.
I am not. And um fives and eights are the only two types. There's a lot of similarities that we have in the world, fives and eights. And I think female fives get the same bad rap that female eights get because we're not looking for that companionship. We are the most autonomous types, 5 and 8, for sure.
Totally. Yep.
And when I look back at my journey in life with friends, first of all, let's just look high school, all guys, all guys.
Oh.
My closest friends that I like actually spent time with. I mean, I was doing a lot of things. I was drill team, cheerleader, basketball, tennis, all the sports. So I had my girlfriends that I went, but I wasn't like I wasn't getting invited over very often to spend the night because I didn't play girl well. That wasn't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in my 20s, mid to late 20s, I had a woman that I count as a dear friend of mine now, older, wiser. She's a 4, and she looked at me one morning, and she was literally, we were traveling with my mom somewhere, and she was like, "You really need to get some women in your life. You need some female friends. You need some," and she was exactly right. Like as
Oh, she was.
yes, oh, she was
Okay.
absolutely right
Okay.
because I can't pull up feeling with regularity and practice if I don't allow myself and set the stage to share some vulnerability with just women in companionship. And that being said, Kristen, I have 3.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a solid number for an adult, if you
yeah,
ask me. I mean,
yeah.
really, that
And I
makes sense.
have Billy and I do a good job of interestingly enough, they're usually older. That
Oh,
just happens
like
for us.
couples.
Billy, couples, yeah, but they're a little bit
Yeah.
older. That we'll meet for dinner here and there, but I have 3, and that's
If
even
you,
that. I think sometimes I've said many times about myself, I don't think I'm a very good friend.
because you're not like, ooh, thinking about so and so and what it might be. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
If you are in a crisis, a hard time, do you reach out to them? Is there like any of that?
One of them, I do.
Okay. And is
But
it
I'm
I
not in
need you to
crisis
do something
much.
for me? Totally.
Start there. Not in crisis much. And crisis for me is energizing.
So it's
So
not
it's not
necessarily bad.
yeah, when you say crisis, I think what I
I did,
envision
yeah.
is not, it's something that I would still be pretty autonomous in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My husband's my best friend. So when I said three, I wasn't I was saying three women. I was, he'll be number one, Billy.
Yeah.
And that's a very important part of our relationship. He's a 9. You see 9s and 8s a lot and they do really well together. I believe 9s are the ideal partner for an 8.
Oh, that's so interesting.
And the reason is they're in the anger triad just like we are. And so our anger does not offend them. Our anger offends every other type but 9s. Every other type.
I interviewed TJ Wilson for this.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like I asked him what's it like when someone's angry, like sort of around you or at you, and he literally said there's no difference. And I was like, what? I mean, I didn't understand his answer at first.
I
I had to
love
be
it.
like, wait, what?
It fuels him just as much as it fuels us. He just doesn't let it out on the world like I do and like
Because
ones do.
and when like my husband, I can be angry about anything, and he's like, bring it,
Yeah.
let's. But if it goes toward him,
Yeah.
it's such a distinct
Yeah.
difference.
Which is the difference in a 1 and a 9, right?
Exactly. And so
Yeah.
when TJ was like, no difference, it's just, I was like, holy moly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So if we're
They're just
talking
there
about,
for it.
yep, if we're talking about analyzing vulnerability, which I think that's what I would say. Instead of feeling the feelings, Kristin, an 8 would say, who's done a lot of work, is what I constantly do is analyze my vulnerability. I analyze my feelings. I analyze my vulnerability. And I talk with Billy about it a lot.
Okay. And do you think that's enough? Like, does that feel healthy to you?
It absolutely does, because that's what my hardwiring has. Like I tell everyone, you can do this Enneagram work and do it really well and do it for a really long time, and it's not going to change your hardwiring. And at the end of the day, I'm not hardwired for vulnerability. And so I'm just not going to have a lot. It's not like I need to build up more. It's just being aware of it when it is there and allowing it when it is there. But it's not going to be very often for me.
And is there something, is powerless maybe a different word or different way in? No, it's not. Okay.
Power is not something that's another, I think, egregious misnomer if you are with 8s, like that we have to be in power and in control, because it's absolutely not true. I need to be autonomous.
I like
and
that, right? Okay.
You need to do your thing and I need to do mine. And I am powerful, but that doesn't mean I want to have power over you.
Not power over. That's what.
Quite the opposite.
Okay. Weakness.
I think that 8s have more synonyms for weak than any other number. Hands down. I know it when I have 8s.
Say more.
This is going to be off color, so
Please.
you can edit it out.
Oh no, it's my podcast. I like a little off colorness.
The term that tends to be used a lot is a word I'm not going to say, but it starts with a P and it ends with a Y.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
I think I know.
And I have he is a dear friend. He's a client of mine. He is openly gay, and he is an 8, and I call him my gate. He's my gate. Like, and when you look at strong male, 8s, he obviously, being gay and being pretty flamboyant, he does not, and proud about it, doesn't necessarily exude that. And so he's colleagues with another 8 who I think questioned his 8ness at the beginning. And I was like conversation number 2 with this guy, he used the P word talking about someone. And I was like, talking about another man. And I was like, okay, it is universal. And it is that immediate identification of, here's my language. Mm-hmm. What I think all eights find as weak and what we dismiss is not necessarily strength. It is taking up your own space. That's my language for it.
That's what you want to see.
That's all I want, is for you to take up your own space.
I mean, no wonder sixes might be a little grating to you now and then. It's literally the work. They're just like, I describe sixes as either going like under, or over, and it's always like, we're just, can we just get here?
This is Kristin, I love that. That is, say a little more, because that's exactly it.
We want to like just either tuck under someone and be like, give them all the authority, or we're like, I'm not a threat, I'm so small, just shrink, shrink, shrink. Or we're like, that's it, you're a piece of crap, you need to be taken down. And it's just like, and it just does this. And obviously we're going to lean more one way or the other, but can we just get to equal? So I take up my space, they take up their space, and we're just humans humaning. That's what I say.
That's a lot. So well said. And I think where eights and sixes, who, I've been doing this for 30 years, and what I've noticed a lot of things in traveling and teaching, and what I started really being aware of is very strong bonds that I was aware of between eights and sixes in the world. Mm-hmm. Very strong. And it's what allowed me to really kind of have a little more patience and get to know sixes a little bit more, because I think I know my tendency as an eight is to literally dismiss. Like, you go under, I'm dismissing you. You go over, I'm dismissing you. Either one, I'm nothinging you, which is
not, this, and you're just like,
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
But there is something to our where we're connected, is we really do truly care about the greater good. And
totally,
I don't know that any other type does quite like sixes and eights.
I think you're right. I absolutely think you're right. I mean, I can't think about anything else. And like the earnestness with which I pursue, at least in my head. It's not always in life. Yeah, it's just, it's everything. It's what like breaks me more than anything, and it's what energizes me more than anything. Okay. This has been amazing.
Wonderful. Are we already done?
I mean, I literally think we've covered everything I wanted to cover. Oh, I do have a secret list of questions.
Okay.
Let's just check it out. And while I'm looking, like, is there any?
I have a question for you. Like, I want to know from a six's perspective, why so many. So what I say is, sixes, I think, mistype as it makes sense to me when sixes mistype as twos, threes, and fours. And they do it all the time, because that's where you shift a process and you're aware of your anxiety. So I get that.
But yes.
Right. But so I get that. But so many sixes mistype as eights. And that's the specific question I have for you is, why do you think that is?
Oh, I can totally answer this. So particularly in my 20s, I had no awareness of my fear. Like, I did not know fear. Now, I was always oriented to the authority. I didn't know this though. And so I'm a six who has like a few bosses in my wake where they were not good, and that would not stand. So now, of course, I went about things in a very sixy way. I probably gathered allies and went above them, and all. It's humiliating to me now, by the way. Like, I'm not like, oh, it's like, oh, that's embarrassing. I mean, I'm a grown woman now. I would never.
Right.
Probably. But I didn't feel afraid. And it was very bold. And I went at. So there was a lot of feeling super sturdy in myself and not afraid at all. When I had children, I mean, I could literally burst into tears right now. When I had that first baby, I was like, what is
all the fear
what
came.
is this?
Yep.
What the hell?
Right.
I mean, I pursued my husband. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't feel
Yeah.
scary. That
Yeah.
was like, that's happening. And I was all, so there was no awareness of my fear. I went to a therapist at 24 and she said, you are depressed and more anxious than I've ever seen, was what she said. And I was like, I don't know I didn't understand what she meant. I didn't get it. So I had just no awareness and a lot of boldness. And I think that very reactive, would tell people
Yeah.
what I thought about anything.
Yeah.
So,
Checks those boxes.
mhm.
But do you see what I'm saying? I think it checks the boxes because I think sixes have been misidentifying as eights for all time. And I think so much literature out there that is in the 8 category should actually be in the 6 category.
1,000,000%. Because, well, it's more that I blame the 6 teachings because the stereotypical, right, self-pres phobic 6 is what
Yeah.
people are teaching as 6. And it's
Such a
just such
shame.
a little sliver
Yeah.
of
Yep.
6, which is what I've been trying to, teach and talk about. It's also why I get very upset when people kind of highlight anxiety because I get it and I feel it. But a lot of 6s are just not aware of it. So how are they
Yeah.
going to find themselves when they're in that place that I was just describing?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know anxiety.
Well, and you're so contradictory to your own thoughts
That's it.
that the minute 6 presents itself in any way, you're going to come with a counterpoint. Right?
Which this is interesting. That did not happen to me. I took a test back in the day. It typed me as a 6, and
Okay.
and I went and read the Enneagram Institute, and it was the paragraph like, whatever you say about 6s, the opposite is also true.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
salty,
I
sweet.
love
I was
that.
just like, yeah,
That's it.
I
Yeah.
totally
You're
identified
a
with that.
walking contradiction.
And I was like, it had that like having your mail read moment.
Yeah.
But I wasn't, it was pretty early. I wasn't in any Facebook groups. I went to a workshop that your mom did. So I wasn't in spaces
Yeah.
that were talking about 6 the way I think it's talked about. So I didn't have an inner conflict with, I was like, oh, 6, walking contradiction, fearful.
Yeah. And you, because of you're the only, when I teach it, I say you're the only type that you literally are coming from a spectrum, the largest spectrum of behaviors that are opposite, that are contradictory, the phobic end and the counterphobic end. And no one's one or the other. You're literally just sliding along the scale, depending on your security level in the moment. And what that creates for a 6 uniquely is you're looking for yourself in another 6 and you're not going to see it because 8s pretty much come in the same kind of packaging, right? 7s, every type, not 6s. There is no way to look and say yes, for consistency, which is what you're looking for, right? I love that you speak to what I've always known about 6s is you absolutely do not see yourselves as fearful.
Now I do, and it sucks.
Sure. Initially.
Can I just tell you how much it sucks and
Yeah.
how much I miss when I didn't know? Even though that was not a way to live. Like that was a mess, okay?
No.
But man, do I can see it and I'm like, wow. Cuz I also did a lot of work around anger. Cuz that's another thing I think 6s can really, that's like
Absolutely.
anger and then the fear mountain underneath, right?
Yeah.
So really setting down anger was when I actually came face to face with the fear. And this was in the last couple years. And I will say I don't like it.
No, it's not fun. Literally what you're describing is what led to my realization and subsequent teaching that for all the types in the triad, whatever the fueling emotion is, we're going to be the least conscious of it. So that's where I got to 8s, 9s, and 1s. We don't think we're angry. The world thinks we are, but we don't. Right? 2s, 3s, and 4s are so unaware of all of their uneasiness within, and we see it we see it and they don't see it. And then you 5s, 6s, and 7s, you're the least conscious of your own fear. You are, and that's natural. And then the other piece you said that I love was the focus on authority. What's your language for it? did you say focus or?
I don't know, but you cannot talk about sixes without that.
And that's my biggest inroad that I'm trying to build when I'm trying to show a six or anyone that the difference in sixes and eights is I absolutely don't have, sometimes I don't even regard authority. Like I'm not ever looking to authority. I'm standing independent from it.
Yep.
A long time ago, mom would teach for a while that she thinks, she has a thing where she says she thinks kids are over medicated for Enneagram stuff, right? Like ADD with
totally.
9s, obsessive compulsive with 1s, bipolar for 4s, ADHD for 7s, all the things. And she used to say oppositional defiant for 8s. And I finally had to say to her, this is not real. That's a 6 thing. Because an 8, to be oppositional defiant, you first have to be paying attention to authority. And 8s don't. And so it
How
could
were you
never.
as a kid in that way? Like, so were you not?
No, I either. Now I gratefully had in the home. My parents were consistent with their authority. That's what I say. 8s need consistent authority, and they were, and I respected it. Like I'm trying to tell the world, stop trying to get 8s to like you. You're aiming for their respect. That's your aim. And that's how we're going to not nothing you. Because we're not going to dislike you. But we're not going to like you either. We're going to respect you or not, ultimately.
Yeah.
It's just, and so oppositional defiant, I'm glad you described that, because that is core 6.
It's core 6. And I also like to say kind of anything can be an authority. So it's not always the obvious authority.
No, I say it can be a
friend. It can be a
community.
whatever.
It could be a company. It can, I agree. I say the same thing.
Yes.
And yeah, I agree on that wholeheartedly.
And
so I love that. That's what you're saying.
That last piece, right? And what I really try to help 6s work on is because we have an internal meanie authority, if we're honest. And so really doing work to build up what's the inner world? How are you allowed to talk to yourself? What's it like in here is an important bit of work and takes a lot of productive thinking.
Yes.
You're like, what should it look like?
Let me go find in a book. Let me go find the information from outside of me. Yeah. And then the only place we diverge, you say you seek allies, which is very sweet. I say you seek doubt supporters.
No, you're right.
So the doubt. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I kind of want to, okay, let's just hang out there for a second. Yes. So I recently jumped into, I'm a band mom now. And Texas, hello, you get it.
There we go. I do,
like cray cray. It's got a lot of 6 gold because you're like in it. It's basically a cult.
Right. It's a community. Yeah, all the things.
The community. There's a lot of 2s and 6s because I went in. I gave myself a part-time job. And I'm like, okay, lots of 2s and 6s. And I just, with they want to connect with me around complaining.
Yeah.
It's like, I know this one and I don't want to
put this down. I got past this one. I love that.
I don't like it. Feels ick.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here and talk shit about the directors. Yeah. I actually don't expect to be perfect people. And it's just, I just, you're right. And I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I love that. That's some great growth. Yes, that's beautiful growth. I love it.
I mean, I got my people, but
sure.
Yeah, in terms of bonding in the greater world, it's like, ew.
Yeah, do better. Do better.
Okay, but we can't end talking shit about 6s. So
no, where's your secret list? Did you find your secret list?
I did. I think we even almost
covered them already.
No, and this was, I let AI help me with this one, and it kind of is irritating because it's all the that's all the misteaching, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
I know, right? How, that doesn't even make sense. That's gross. We need to retrain the AI. I will say that. What we kind of talked about this, but let's talk about intensity.
Okay.
I already know the answer to that. What do people misunderstand about your intensity?
They take it as anger.
It's not anger?
No, it's intensity.
Okay. But this
people think I'm mad. I'm like, if I've said it once, I've said it 10,000 times. If I am mad at you, there will be no question.
Oh.
There is no nuance to an 8 being mad at an individual.
Okay.
But my intense way of coming through the world feels angry.
I tried to, because I also interviewed Jeff for this podcast, and I
Yeah.
was like, do you like kind of trying to describe the impact of the way a one moves through the world? It was very
Sure.
interesting. I think he was just kind of like, no. I was like,
Well,
well, yes.
he loves to take another stance about one real things.
Totally. Totally. Okay, let's end with this. I don't need these questions. This is amazing. I want to hear, what's it like to parent as an 8? What's it like to just know what to do? Tell me
Mm,
about that. And is it like that?
it is, and I'll tell you, it's an unbelievable gift having a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old.
Mm.
Looking back, and my mom and dad tell us all the time, like it's almost broken record. They're like, you don't understand what kind of parents you and Billy are. Like, they just kind of say, it's so obvious with the boy, you've made it a priority. It's such a thing that it's not even something Billy and I are conscious about. I think part of it
Mm.
is the top priority for both of us. That just
Mhm.
happened. But I do think there's something to 8s and 9s and being gut centered and it being authentic and real. And if you're going to do something, do it all the way. I don't know quite. I think there's this kind of magic with an 8 and a 9 that we don't see it as a job. It is it is our top priority, and it's in understanding our boys and in meeting them where they are. And it's a shameless plug, but we literally, our boys, for whatever efforts we made, not having the Enneagram be a part of that,
Mhm.
it would be totally different. But
How did you type them and how early did you type them? Because you can imagine my
yeah,
doubt in
sure.
typing my children, right? I'm like, how could I know?
So, so with the parenting stuff with it, Billy and I, all the curriculum we developed, we believe that type, individual type is clear once your child reaches double digits. So 10, 11, 12, we believe it's solidified
Okay.
and clear.
Yeah. Mine are
Well,
15 and 13, so you're
okay.
speaking my language. Yeah.
Well, we say, this isn't just based on behavior. They have to be part of the conversation because they've got to speak to their hardwiring, right? What we believe truly that you can tell by the time your child's 2
Oh, wow.
is their stance.
Okay.
You know if your child has an independent reference point, if they're
Mm-hmm.
tethered to their environment, or if they're tethered internally. You know
Mm.
that. So you know whether or not they're a 3, 7, or 8, 1, 2, or 6, 4, 5, or a 9 by the
Yep.
time they're young. And where this comes up interestingly is one of my nieces, my sister's youngest, is a 6. She's precious and wonderful, and she was feisty and bossy as a young child. And like everyone but me kind of said, Piper's an 8, Piper's an 8. And I
Have I taught you people nothing?
was, well, I'm just, I'm kind of watching.
Mm-hmm.
She and I had a great bond, very young,
Mm-hmm.
all of my nieces and nephews. In true 8 form. I love children. And
Mm.
my sweet spot is 16 to 32 months. Like that, the terrible twos, I don't know what people are talking about.
Mm.
That's when children are sponges, and that's when Aunt Joey wants all the time possible
Mm-hmm.
with because it's just great time. And Jenny kept saying, my sister kept saying to my mom, was Joey like this? Was Joey like, and mom was like, no, no. And bossy and controlling means I don't want to play by myself. I want you to play with me, and I want you to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all 6. None of
Mm.
that is 8. Like
Even
8
as a
is,
child.
even as a child, 8 is, I'm going to do my thing. You can come join me in my thing or not,
Mm.
but I don't. Bossy is not an 8 term. Bossy is a 1, 2, 6 term
Yeah.
because
Okay. I had bossy on the list and I crossed it off.
it implies control over another. and I'm standing independent from people, aren't even on my radar.
Totally.
So bossy can't be the thing.
Even as a young person.
Even as a young person.
Okay. That's super interesting. So when did you know what your kids were for the most part?
Well, they're a 7. The oldest one is a 4. The younger one is a 7. And 4s and 7s, interestingly, look a lot alike as children.
I've heard this.
They want to know the plan well in advance. They don't like when plans change. Let's just take that right there. Those are 2 very big chunks that define 4s and 7s as children. It's the same behavior. It's for 2 very different reasons. 7s are fueled by enthusiastic anticipation. So they're living that's where they get their energy, is anticipating the thing. That's why they want to know and don't do well when plans change. 4s are managing unbelievably fluctuating emotions. And so if they know the plan, even as a young child, they know they can spend their energy managing the emotions. They don't have to, because they know what's coming ultimately. We knew by the time Will was 5 that he was a 4.
So then you were able to
be okay with his disappointment.
Oh gosh.
Because if you have a 4 who can't help but see what's missing, you think you have an ungrateful little shit on your hands, when in reality, they're just can't help but see what's missing.
See, and that right there. So I would think, oh, I'm not doing enough, right? I don't default to, okay. Super interesting.
Yeah. But so what we did, the very best thing we did for Will Schewee is we allowed his disappointment and didn't try to fill the cup. Because what we knew was disappointment's natural, and he's going to fluctuate past that without us trying to fix it for him.
Was it painful for you?
No.
I can't even fathom being in your system.
Well, it's when you it's understanding him. And literally that's the only thing he wants as a 4, is to be understood. And so the language went something like this: I get that you are disappointed right now. And at times I would say things like, and you know what? I'm glad this is where you have something tangible to put your disappointment in. And that you gotta walk a line where you're not, making fun of their disappointment, right? Or making light of it.
Yes.
But it's a very real thing. And we allowed, what Billy's language is, we allowed the fluctuations, but we put a floor and a ceiling on them.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And
there's a container here.
And I'm telling you, Kristin, that child does not look like a typical 4. And it is because the one motivating need he has is to be understood. And growing up in our house, he was. And so he doesn't try so hard to be different. And he's leaned when you understand a 4 as a child in your home, what they lean into is 2 and 1. That's double responsiveness.
That's delightful.
It is. His senior year, the safety and the kicker on his football team spent their entire senior year making a documentary about Will Schewee.
What?
And essentially, it's called the White Rhino documentary. That was his nickname on the offensive line. And it's literally the impact that someone can have on other people's lives. And it's all of his friends saying what an incredible, responsive person he is in their lives. And that's what you get when a 4 is understood. Then they can lean into all that 2 and 1 give to them. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
And then for Sam, 7. That's I won't even tell you that's not a challenge, especially as an independent 8. So when you have a child who is wired to stand independent from you, regardless if you're the authority or not. My anger and intensity has played out the worst with Sam, for sure. And he just reframed it all and almost laughed about it sometimes, right? But that's, for us, we're trying to show him, we've been showing him for years. Last night's a perfect example. He's he's working at Chick-fil-A. He's got his own job. He's making his own money, and he started sport betting.
Oh, fun.
Which, yeah, all of his friends are doing, all of his
let's do it.
Yeah, colleagues at Chick-fil-A are doing, right? Mm-hmm. And the conversation last night was, you're hardwired for addiction, and you are hardwired to always reframe what's actually happening. And so you can't gamble right now. Maybe we don't think you should gamble ever, but you really can't yet. And
so you have that conversation, and then,
oh yeah,
but then are you I mean, can you do anything?
Well, I tell you, the way because we've talked about the boys with the boys since from so young, it's not a lecture. It's never a lecture. It's always a two-way conversation.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so last night, it was great. It was the 7 saying, okay, I was wondering when y'all were going to see my account, and I'm there. I got it. I know. And it doesn't mean.
So he was testing it a little bit, but he was fully aware
that it's not good for
relationship, that it's not good for him, and that it was probably going to come to an end because you guys were on it.
When he was 9, he would reframe something and say, reframe. Like it's not, you can't be, this is who you are. There is no good, bad. This is the reality of who you are. And so when you know that, and your child knows that from, the ages where they can take it in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, right? How many people have you come across that have said, I wish I had known this when I was so much younger, right? And they got to know. Mm-hmm. So who knows what wonderful things they will do as, hopefully a higher functioning 4 and a higher functioning 7 in the world.
I mean, I think that's it. If we can all respect that there are actually different ways to be, and we can all actually become self-aware enough to just do our own work, it's going to be better. How could it not be? It's just, it's going to be better. I can't say that I know what it will be, but I know it's better.
And it doesn't mean we were the perfect parents, right? Like, I tell a story, Kristin, about the boys were, I don't know, 7 and 9, maybe, right? Young. And I know that I'm a boy mom, and my house will be nice at some point, but it's not today, right? Yeah. Especially in those years.
Yeah.
And in a 24-hour period, they messed up some blinds with a soccer ball and broke a really nice frame that I like with a basketball. And it was after the frame was broken that the intents came out, and I was just giving them the business, both of them. Mm-hmm. And I could see, as I was doing it, a grin start to form in the corner of Sam's mouth, the 7, because me being as intense as I was, like, it's not that big a deal, like, come on, mom, kind of thing, right?
Totally.
And I go back, like, I'm aware of my own, when I am intensity, I've worked on, when I'm so intense in my mothering and in my reactiveness, I've done a lot of going back to the boys, right?
Yeah.
And I go back to Sam, and he's reframed it. He's like, Mom, we're good, but it's still important to go back.
Yep.
And this particular time I went back to Will, and I said, Will, I lost it on you, and I'm so sorry. And I'm really trying to work on this reactiveness, and I love you, and I'm so proud of you, and you're such a good human. And do you want to say anything? And he said, yeah. And I said, what, babe? And he said, I know you don't mean it, but could you stop saying you're going to kill me? I was like, yeah, I can do that. So it's the gift.
Oh,
we're amazing. Not going to change the hardwiring, but man, we can change what we do with it. So
we really can. And yeah, 4 6s, that is my, just, my life's work at this point is to know that they can do it themselves.
And you don't have to scare them with your reasons. Like, Kristin, when I talk about the difference in a 6 mom and me as an 8 mom, I tell you, put on sunscreen. And if you get sunburned, and then I am hands off, because if you get sunburned, you'll know why I told you to put on sunscreen. You will live with that sunburn and know. A 6 says put on sunscreen.
What about the skin cancer?
Right, you're jumping ahead of me. What I have always said is, a 6 says put on sunscreen. And then I'm going to show you some particularly graphic images of skin cancer.
Which I have never done.
So
Thank you very
know
much.
why you're going to put on sunscreen.
It's rough. It's rough. It's rough in here.
You just validated that story for me. Thank you.
Oh, no, I knew exactly because I know where it goes, but I did not do pictures. No, I have never. That is a bridge too far. I think being aware of my fear early on and how that could impact the kids was helpful.
Yeah. And I love how that's such a testament to the reality that sixes focus on others.
Oh, yeah.
Because you didn't even realize your fear until you had a child, and the fear was for the child.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, who am I and what have I done?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. This has been amazing. What a gift.
Yes. I loved it. Every minute. Thank you.
Just all of it. I'm so thankful. This is gonna be awesome. Like this particular.
I think this is an important one.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that this morning. Like this discussion matters.
Yeah.
Because we get confused by the world also so often. So.
And just these questions from, my clients, it was so, when I saw them, I was like, oh, because they were all about how do I do something in a way that gets what I want from you, and that it's just not it. That's not it.
And that's the wrong,
Yeah. And it's just even in the question we reveal so often who we are. Okay, I'm terrible at ending things, so we're just going to end it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to.
I love that. Brief. That's good.
I'm like, okay, so it's been great.
This was good.
It was amazing. It was a pleasure. Thanks for doing it.
Absolutely. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, we will hopefully talk again. If you ever think about me again, Joey.
I will. You are a 6 who I respect, so I don't nothing you. I respect you.
Sweating.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, this was awesome. We'll talk again.
All right, wonderful. I'll look forward to it.
So much.